Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's Chuck here. And so we have a Milton buyer class happening on Thursday. So if you want to register for that, just click over there. We're going to talk about some great stuff. How do you get up to $10,000 or more to buy your first home? And that's directly from the government getting that money. There's no tricks. There's no weird stuff. It's just there's a little way of doing it that a lot of buyers don't know about. Now, we're also going to talk about what to look for at a home inspection so you don't get caught off guard or you don't buy a lemon. And even before you hire a home inspector, there's some things that you can see in homes. We're going to talk about that. There's about 60 slides we're going to show you. What else are we going to talk about? How to buy a home with zero down, how to get the best interest rate, how to guarantee that your agent's going to work for you. And also the big thing that a lot of people always are curious about is how much things actually cost. What are the hidden costs? What are the things I need to know? What are the steps to take to do it the right way? And so we're going to talk about all that stuff. And we've been doing it, probably 450 people we've helped over the years go through this. And so a lot of great feedback. You can check it all out on the site over there. And there's no cost to attend. Just bring a generous food bank donation, because I've been a little upset over the last little while. I don't think people have been generous enough with their food bank donations. It's a huge thing. 375,000 people in Ontario need the food bank on a regular basis, and 40% of those people are kids. So definitely come along. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll give you a manual you can take home. We got coffee, we got cookies. It's a great time. So let's get to today's list. 800 fowls is the first one. It's at $349. And so the nice thing about this one, it's got a wraparound double porch, which is, you don't always find that. There's only a couple of these that actually have that. And there's also a little main floor den right on this side here, and it can be a handy little space for a home office. Some people use it as an exercise room. Some people just use it for extra storage. So you get inside the house, you don't really see, there's 3 front shots, but we don't see that den. And I think that's a big selling feature for a lot of people. Open concept here. You've got hardwood stairs. It'd be pretty easy to do, hardwood on this floor and match it up. And yeah, a lot of shots of the main floor. Nothing really upstairs. There's 2 bedrooms, and there's one master bedroom with an ensuite, and there's another full bedroom. So I do like this elevation. The 3 bedroom to me feels a little bit tight, but the 2 is working it. So good stuff. I think it's about 1,350 square feet, that one. Barclay Circle's at $359, and so inside it's a Clayton model. There's a dining room at the front of the house. You can see some hardwood stairs there. Not a lot of upgrades, but I think that it has it where it counts, and it's a good price. This is probably the price they should have started at. I think they tried at $379 or $369. 2 full bathrooms upstairs, plus a bit of landscaping in the back there too. Now, the thing that I find very interesting, so there's a park obliquely opposite. So to the writer of that wonderful sentence, I am going to give the Oswald Bates Hooked on Phonics Award for the day. Check it out.
Impeach me. Dick, at last, you emasculated pace and accelerating at a promiscuous rate.
Hey, man, that ain't what that says.
Okay, so that's Barclay. I think they're in a good place. I think that's the price it's going to take to get it sold. So Sherwood is at $379.9, and so it says it's about 1,700 square feet. Not a mind-blowing kitchen by any means, but you've got a dining area right beside, and then there's a sliding door here. So there's a nice little spot for a barbecue. And then you've got a very, very open concept design. So it's really good. There's lots of space upstairs in the bedrooms. And you also have a second floor laundry most of the time with this model. And it's a good size 100-foot lot. So $379, I compare this. It's actually very similar to some of the ones we see on Farmstead for around the same price. And it's a semi, and you're not paying any maintenance or townhome fees. So Zimmerman, $415.9, and so it's a link home. I believe it's linked by the garage and possibly linked somewhere on this side on that garage. But as far as I can tell, there's no interior walls. It does face Louis Saint Laurent, which is going to become a busier street the longer that it exists. And as we start building south of there, you're going to start to see more traffic there. So looks like good sized principal rooms here, and 2 main rooms on the main floor plus the kitchen with the eat-in. The master looks nice and big, and then you've got 2 other bedrooms, and you've got 2 full bathrooms upstairs. Got a nice wood deck, and overall I think it shows pretty well. I find the colors are very hard on the eyes. I find that they're not a natural tone. They really have tweaked the contrast on them. So it's a little tough to tell what that one would really look like to normal eyes. Van Fleet 419, it's a 1,500 square foot. It's called a Brent Grove model. And it looks like it's got some hardwood floors here. And so there's a front separate dining room, which they've used as a bit of a sitting area, and then there's also the family room further back. So nice kitchen. I mean, I like this with the island. It doesn't give you the option of having an eat-in table, so it looks impressive. Sometimes the functionality can be a little bit better if you actually have a separate breakfast area. And the master's a good size too. They have different elevations if you want a bigger ensuite or if you want a bigger walk-in closet. So anyhow, this one here, 419. I've seen this model actually sell with a finished basement or without one for less than this. So I don't know if they're in the right range. It seems a bit high to me. Farmstead's 424.9. It's only 1,487 square feet, I believe is what they said. Now the problem I have with this is that there's no anchor towards the house. And I always think that you've got to anchor it somehow with a fence or with a deck or something that can actually, because otherwise this just looks like a normal landscape shot. It has no reference to the home. So anything that you could do, even a house corner where you can actually overlook it from the side yard, definitely helps buyers to imagine how that space would look as they're living in the house. So you've got, looks like an upgraded kitchen here and the table beside. I've always thought this model was bigger. They put it as 1487. I always thought it was closer to 15. It's got a walkout basement. I still don't think they're near where they need to be on the price, but they're probably going to crack over 4. I just think 424 seems high to me. Pringle is 499. It's an Aspen. It's 1887 square feet. And you've got a separate dining room, family room, and a kitchen. It's a perfect size, double car garage, under 500,000, very comparable to the size of something like a Quincy Corner. And it's 3 bedrooms, so you do find that they are pretty good sized rooms. There's hardwood, there's California shutters, double sinks, and with the undermount sinks actually. And this is really, really good. I have no qualms at all with this one. I think it's a great listing. It's a great price, and someone's going to be really, really happy here. Now Lederman is at 525. And so they get the Napoleon Dynamite steak slap of the day.
Watch this. What the heck are you doing? That's what I'm talking about.
These guys were listed at $499, and somehow in their head, the logic of this blows my mind, but they said, well, we couldn't sell at $499, so let's give it a try at $525. So it does have some kind of influence. It's close to the park or something like that. I think it's called a Plan 5. 1 big room here on the main floor plus the kitchen and eat-in. And I mean, the Aspen we just profiled is, in my eyes, far better than this one here. And there you go. So anyways, steak slap for these guys. And McPhail is the next one at $899. Now this is $1 million street. A lot of homes on this street sell for $1 million, and so it's actually a good floor plan. The kitchen might be a little bit small for someone paying this much money, but $899 is a good deal on this one. They've renoed some stuff. It depends how well the reno's done, but there you go. It's actually, I've seen this floor plan when it was for sale previously, and you've got a finished basement here too. The thing about these homes, and you see this in Campbellville too, is that when it comes time to replace that roof, that's not a $5,000 roof, that's a $15,000 roof. So there's a lot of stuff that requires more upkeep and more cost, especially as these homes start drifting towards that 15-20 year mark, which most of them are. And so that's the interesting thing, is that some of it with these homes is just the actual working through some of the age-related things. Now, The next one up is Guelph Line 2.4, and it's 92 acres. So you figure the land has got to be worth, like a million on its own. And those have got to be the weirdest clouds I think I've ever seen. Just as I don't know if that's water droplets on the lens or what it is, but it's a recovered farmhouse, and it looks like a huge building on the property. And the thing about this most of the time is that you don't get the money back when you sell, same as pools and anything like that, but the horse stables and everything else and the riding arena, the buyer actually benefits a lot more by having this in place. If it's what the buyer is looking for, they are going to pay far less for the whole than the sum of the parts. And these guys have got to be putting big money into this. I mean, look how huge that is. I mean, the cost of doing that is I mean, that's got to be a couple $100,000 minimum to do something like that, and the buyer gets it for free. So it looks like it's been meticulously done. 2.4, not everyone can write a check, but for someone who does want that, and even from a business perspective, if they were willing to open this up and maybe run a business out of it, it could be something that could subsidize the mortgage. So it's a very interesting property. It takes a lot of time and effort to value something like this. So it looks like it's in the wheelhouse. The house looks huge, and everything looks good there. So that's the list for today. And come to the buyer class if you want. And if you don't, then you're going to miss out on some great information. But we do tend to do them about once a month. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.